Thank you very much, Rob. Thank you for having me today. Hi guys, how are you doing? So as Rob said, today we're going to be talking about AI. Let's see, I'm sharing my presentation. Can you all see it? Yeah? All right, cool. So the idea for today is the following. There are many AI tools for teachers nowadays. As Rob said, yes, we have ChatGPT. It is amazing and we're all using it nowadays. But there are also lots of other tools that are really useful for us teachers. And the idea today is to talk about some of them, to see how they work, and to actually use them and see what we can do with them with our students. So before we begin, I wanted to ask you how you feel about AI. I know that some people love it, some people feel a bit overwhelmed, especially now that we have so many AI tools for teachers. There's one that can create videos, there's one that can create short stories, for example. So I was wondering, how do you guys feel about AI and all these tools that we have nowadays? Do you use them? I can see some people are curious, some people find them useful. Let's see, do you use other tools besides ChatGPT? Okay, some people are still reluctant. Interesting. Many people use ChatGPT. Many people don't use it. All right, cool. Okay, and I also have a question. How do you feel? When it comes to AI, are you like this green guy right here? Do you feel like you can use it with your students? You understand what it is? Do you use it to your benefit? Do you use it to plan lessons, to help you write emails, to communicate with parents, for example? Do you not feel very comfortable with it? Like, you know what it is, but maybe you don't use it every day. You don't understand why people use it so much. Or are you right here? Do you feel like, yeah, maybe it's useful, but I just don't understand it. It's pretty complicated. All right, so we have lots of greens here, which is amazing. Yellow, I don't use it ever. All right, so there's a little bit of everything here. Cool, some people use it, but they're not very comfortable with it. All right, I see. So this is what we're going to do today. There are many tools for teachers, and today we're going to talk about them. We're going to see how they work, and we're going to use them. But before, do you happen to know these tools? Have you used them before? Maybe you've heard of them, you know what they do, but you haven't used them. Let's see. No, you haven't used them. Some of them, just ChatGPT, only that one. Some of them, not all of them. Yes, some of them. Okay, cool. So this is the thing, lots of people are talking about AI and all these tools, and I don't know about you guys, but I see all these videos of teachers using them, and I'm like, wait, how do they actually work? How can we use them with our students? So this is what we're going to be talking about today. So these are the tools we're going to be using. And I thought, why don't we put them to the test? And given that, a new school year is right around the corner, why don't we plan our very first lesson for 2025 together? So first of all, we're going to start planning our lesson together. We're going to prepare something for latecomers. It's the very first day. Some people are going to be late. It's okay. Someone is not going to find the classroom. Someone will say, oh, I didn't know I have to be here at 8. I thought it was 8:30. I'm so sorry. So it's okay. We're going to prepare something for them. So for this one, we're going to use ChatGPT, a classic. So we're going to ask students, the ones that are there with us, what it is that they are expecting to learn. Like, what do you guys want to learn this year? What questions do you have? Maybe some people will say, okay, so this is, history, so I want to learn about World War. Well, this is my very first time taking an English lesson, so I want to learn how to speak in English. Maybe some people will say, I want to learn about English literature, for example. Many people talk about English literature. Why is it so important? I want to know more about that. Okay, cool. So that's something you're interested in. Fantastic. So now students will have to they will have to come up with a question about that topic, right? And they're going to share it with ChatGPT. The idea is for them to use that to get information, and then they're going to share the answer, the information they get, with the rest of the class, and they will have to try to connect it to our class. So here's an example. Students can share a question. Okay, ChatGPT, can you tell me about English literature? Why do so many people talk about it? Is it important? Like, why English literature and not, I don't know, American literature? I always hear about English literature. Are we going to learn about that? Why is it so important? So here we have a good reply, right? We have an answer, we have some reasons why it is important. Something that we can do if we're going to do this with our students is to remind them that context is very important. They don't have to share personal information, but they can make sure their ChatGPT is going to provide them with an answer they're going to be able to understand. So they can say, hey, I'm a 15-year-old teenager, I'm a B2 student, so please make sure I can understand your reply, ChatGPT. And the cool thing is that students can chat with ChatGPT, they can type in their question, or another thing they can do is listen to the reply, because maybe they can actually have a conversation. Let me show you how that works. I know that many people do this already, but just for those of you who never used ChatGPT, so I don't know if you can see my phone very well. There's a white button right here at the end. You cannot see my screen, but it doesn't matter. You just have to see the white button. So I'm going to tap that button. You're going to see this. ChatGPT, I'm a student and I want to know why English literature is so important. Can you tell me?
Sure. English literature is important because it helps you understand different perspectives, cultures, and historical contexts. It also improves...
And it keeps going. So something that students can do is work in pairs, listen to that reply, and start making connections. Okay, how are we going to talk about this year? Are we going to learn about English literature? Are we going to read short stories this year with our teacher? And then they can share that with the rest of the class. Right? That can be a nice activity using AI in the classroom with our students while we wait for everyone to come so that we can begin with our lesson. Now, everyone is here, finally, everyone arrived, so we're going to actually start with our lesson. So let's go with a warm-up. We're going to use Magic School for this one. Students are going to work in pairs, and they're going to read a sentence stem that we're going to provide them with, and they will have to complete the sentence so that it's true for them. So, as you may know already, Magic School has lots and lots and lots of really useful tools for teachers. So we can just go right here to the search bar, type in sentence starters, and it's going to look like this, as you can see. So here we have the grade level, and then we can just write about the topic we want to discuss with our students. As you can see, it's a very vague description. I just want to know how the summer was. I want my students to get to know each other. I want my students to start sharing some things about themselves. I want to see if they have some things in common, so on. So Magic School is going to come up with some sentence starters for me. And now I'm going to copy them. I can edit them if I don't like them or if I think they're not appropriate. I can regenerate them, of course, if I want to. And we're going to use this as a warm-up. We're going to start talking about our summer, our free time and everything. And I wanted to add something because we are teachers. We can absolutely do this ourselves. That's absolutely true. But many of us work with 10 classes, 12, 15. And sometimes it's very difficult to find the time to type in all the things we want to do with our students, right? So AI can do it for us. We can edit all the things that we don't like, obviously, but now we have something to work with, and this took like 5 seconds. So something that students can do is maybe they can take some minutes individually, complete the sentences, they can share their answers with a classmate, and they can start seeing if they have some things in common. For example, I was excited to see my friends again after the summer break because I miss them, and I have lots of things to share with them because I went to the beach, for example, things like that. And they can start trying to find things they have in common, right? And then they can share that with the rest of the class. So that's a very nice speaking activity to get to know each other, to start using their English again, and to begin our very first lesson of the year.